A difference of opinion. What do we get? Oh my god, yay! I'm so happy by now. Oh my god, I wanted one of them and I'm gonna get one. Yay! Thank you. I'm so happy. Sid is my favorite character, so oh my god, yes. Alpha now seems determined to put all thoughts of failure aside and turn his mind to the struggles ahead. Though we failed to secure the key, we must not forget that we succeeded in ridding the realm of another primal, and prevented the Vanu Vanu's lands from being consumed in doing so. The Zundu, at least, shall be glad of our deeds this day. Let us go and inform Chief Sanu of our victory. Sid and the others will need a moment to tend to the Enterprise besides.
Wait, something is amiss. Imperial troops. And they have already secured the area.
Reveal yourselves at once! And there I was, expecting more beastmen. Who are you?
I thought Ishgardians responsible for the disappearance of our scouts, but I see now that I was mistaken. Just as Wire observed, the Warrior of Light is wont to appear at the most inopportune times.
The Warrior of Light? She who bested Van Baelsar?
It would seem that the famous hero of Eorzea seeks Aziz's Lar as well. Hardly unexpected. The secrets of the Allagan's power to bind icons to their will could scarcely fail to interest the scions of the Seventh Dawn. You know as well as we what will ensue should these insatiable creatures be allowed to roam free. That their very existence threatens the life of this star. We but disagree on the solution to the problem.
Genocide has ever been the Empire's favored recourse. And that is why we will continue to oppose your every attempt to claim Eorzea.
You do not hesitate to speak your mind, even when your every word could be your last. Alas, your sentiments betray the narrowness of your view. The fate of Eorzea and its inhabitants is of little concern next to the fate of the world. 'Tis my solemn charge as Emperor to bring the icons to here. If this requires the extermination of certain elements, then so be it.
No, don't! They are not his thralls!
Where did that come from?
Take cover!
Your Radiance, we must withdraw.
Don't I know that walking tank that she's using from somewhere? I swear I've seen it before. You know, like the Garleans, that woman was using it? Can't remember her name. Anyway.
We shall meet again, warrior of light. On that you have my word.
Nice ship.
So Garlemald too has designs on Azisla. But why would the Emperor himself elect to lead the expedition?
Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would stand less than 20 paces from the Emperor of Galmeld, Varys Zos Galvus in the flesh. I assume the commander that accompanied him must be the legatus of whom the centurion spoke. Ah, forgive me. This is neither the time nor place for such idle speculation. Pray return to the Enterprise at once. It occurs to me that our friends may have run afoul of Imperial forces as well. I have yet to apprise Chief Sanu of all that has occurred, but once I have, we will rejoin you at the airship. Ah, so we go. Thank the 12 you're alive, Selphie. When the battleship appeared and fired on the village, we feared the game was up for you and Alpha now. What in seven hells happened out there? First the Archbishop turns up with an Ascian in tow, and now the goddamned Emperor pays us a visit as well. What is this? A procession of notable barstools? What's next? Who's next? The Keeper of the Seventh Bloody Gate? No one so notable, Master Garland. I am happy to report that the Zundu were overjoyed to learn of Bismarck's demise. Chief Sunu sends his warmest regards, Sophie. There was much talk of westerly winds. Miraculously, none suffered lasting harm during the raid. It would seem the Zundu were taken entirely unawares, and wisely chose to offer no resistance. I sense they have no more to fear from the Empire, for the present at least. Had the Emperor truly been intent on their extermination, OK Zundu would have already been leveled. Plainly, Varys is only interested in reaching Azizlar. Speaking of which, if you're all ready to continue the chase, the Enterprise is as well, shall we? Yay! Woohoo! I got one! And we're definitely swimming in it. Minions. Oh wait a minute, I have to use it first, don't I? Or do I? Here we go. There he is! When faced with a lack of coin to fund projects, Garland Ironworks engineers designed the wind-up Sid, with hopes that sales of the automaton would fill their coffers. Indeed, sales have been impressive, the item bringing in just enough gil to pay for the founder's debts. Yay! I got one. It's mine, haha. Cool. One good turn. Judging from Sid's expression, he has news which he believes will please you. Lest you wonder, Wedge was able to calculate the heading indicated by the beam of light emitted by the key. If Azizlar lies in that direction, we'll find it. The Salil may have a lead on us, but she's no Enterprise. We'll catch them. You'll see.
I did not think that I would ever have occasion to pilot a suit of Magitech armor again, least of all under these circumstances.
Don't say that you're her.
My full name is Lucia Go Junius, and I was born a citizen of Garlemald.
I knew it! When she first jumped in with that thing, I was like, wait a minute, that's not gonna be her, is it? I was like, and now she's proven it. Oh my god. Now you turn nice, do you? I thought we killed you. Wow, okay.
Ah, that explains it. When we first met in Ishgard, I very nearly called you Livia.
Livia? Livia Sasjunius? The tribunus who served under Gaius van Baelsar?
Aye, she was my sister, though we spent little time together. After our parents were killed in an uprising, we were sent to live in different households, setting us on separate paths.
So we killed your sister then. So you're not her. Okay, I got you.
Livia felt at home on the battlefield and chose to become a soldier, while I underwent training to become a spy.
Then, Ishgard was...
My mission. It was believed that Allagan relics of great worth were stored in the vault, and I was sent to investigate. Though I was given little information at the time, I now suspect I was searching for the key we but recently lost. And then I met Sir Emmerich. It was his usefulness to my mission which prompted me to approach him, but I soon found myself drawn to him for other reasons. He too was a prisoner of his past, judged for his heritage as a bastard son of the Archbishop. Yet unlike my sister and I, he did not curse his fate. He simply rose above it. In time, I came to realize that I had found a man worth following, and a new home besides. And when I subsequently confessed all to Sir Emmerich, he was good enough to accept me into his service.
I do not question your loyalty to Sir Emmerich. It is your loyalty to your sister which concerns me.
I have long been of the opinion that those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future. My sister fought for her convictions and for those she held dear. So do I. So must we all.
Well, I, for one, am happy to welcome a fellow Garlean to our merry band. Especially one who can make Magitech armor sing.
Chief, we should be getting close.
Once we break through those clouds, we'll be right where the light was pointing. Right where Azizlar should be.
Hold on, everyone!
Here we go.
Look! I think that's it! Chief, is that... Allagan? Aye. There's no mistaking their handiwork.
What was that?
Some sort of barrier.
She won't hold, Chief! She's breaking up!
I've lost the auxiliary propeller!
Sid, it's no use! We must return to Ishgard and find another way!
God damn it all! Why do the Allagans always have to make everything so bloody complicated?
Well, that sucks. And we'd barely finished repairing the damage incurred during our sky fishing trip. On the other hand, any landing you can walk away from, as they say. I can only presume the Salil passed through the barrier unscathed. That would certainly explain why the Vanu called it a key. The faith that drives us. Where did I get that one? Complete the quest. One good turn. Alright. Cool. An engineering enterprise. Alpha now appears relieved to be standing on solid ground once more. Assuming Sid is correct, and I have no reason to think that he is not, the Vanu's key is required to pass through the barrier protecting Az's Lair. But even without it, we must find a way to reach the Isle. I shall have everyone convene at the seat of the Lord Commander, that we might discuss how best to proceed. As before, make yourself known to the guardsman when you arrive, and he will show you in. What was that again? I don't really have the best memory in the world. The main one, okay. Keep forgetting those doors open. Or gates, rather. Right, where we go? Ah, you are returned. Sir Emmerich and the others await you within. My two favorite characters in the same room. Oh, it's getting hot in here. Okay, it's not there.
In summary, the Isle owes its lofty position to the industry of the Allagans, and we can be all but certain that the Archbishop and his cronies are enjoying the view from its top.
I see.
If we are to join them, we will first need to pass through the Isle's etheric barrier, which is, alas, more powerful than most. Powerful enough to make a mess of a perfectly good airship at any rate. As far as I can gather, the barrier mechanism draws ether from the surrounding environment and polarizes its elemental aspect to produce what is, in effect, a wall of lightning.
It seems plain that without the Vanu's key, any attempt to reach the Isle will end in failure.
Alas, the key was careless enough to leave without us. And I don't think the Vanu keep a spare.
Master Garland, based on your experience, is there no other way that we might breach the barrier?
Well, in the past, we've beaten similar barriers by nullifying them with elemental converters. But the one we're up against this time dwarfs aught we've encountered before. The Enterprise simply isn't large enough to bear the requisite amount of crystals.
I'm reminded of the quantity needed to nullify Leviathan's command of the sea. A veritable mountain of crystals that could only be borne by lashing 2 galleons together to form a twin vessel, scarcely able to propel itself, much less fly.
That said, we're not without options. If it isn't feasible to nullify the barrier, we might try piercing it.
How?
We create a ram of condensed ether and mount it on my ship. There's just one problem. I don't have the faintest idea how to build one. It's going to take a true authority in the field, I reckon.
Would that the Archons were still with us.
But yesterday evening, I chanced to find Mistress Tataru in unusually high spirits. Assuming I understood her excited ramblings correctly, she has acquired a clue, pointing to the whereabouts of one such individual.
An Archon? Truly?
Ha! Fortune favors the righteous, eh? Well then, let's not waste any time. While you go and look for our missing friend, I'll work on modifying the Enterprise. Her hull will need reinforcing to bear the punishment, not to mention a mount for the ram. Just you wait, my pretty. By the time I'm finished, you'll be an airship reborn.
Welcome back, Selfie. How goes the mission? Did you manage to catch up with the Archbishop and his cronies? So you finally arrived at As's Lair, only to find your way barred by some sort of barrier. Typical. But it's not all bad news. I've made progress in the search for our friends. Don't worry, Selfie will get to Azul's Lair yet. Ethereal Trail. Tataru is eager to share her progress in the search for the missing Scions. When you fled the Victory Feast, you used the ancient watercourse beneath the city, right? Well, shortly after things went back to normal in Ulder, I asked Marshal Terrapin to have the tunnel searched. A logical place to look. It was there that you lost contact with Minfilia, Thancred, and you stole her, was it not? Dare I ask what the Marshal found? I don't actually know. Pippin's message just said that there had been a discovery, and that we were to come to the Hall of Flames at our earliest convenience. I dare not think what it might be. We shall depart at once. Tataru, let your ranger know to join us in Ulder. He will wish to be present as well. Yes, sir! Do you really want to be with... what's his name again? Urinal? Was it Urinal? That dude that had Balthia's voice at one point. What was his name? It was Urinal, wasn't it? Urinal? I've just mentioned his name and I've forgotten already. That's how good my memory is. Yeah, but yeah, wasn't it like, yeah, he was with the Scions, if I remember correctly. So do we really want to trust him? We really want to tell him everything. Right, so Ulder. We are grateful for your assistance, Marshal Terrapin. You saved her grace and father both. 'Tis the least I can do to repay you. Forgive me my impatience, Marshal, but your missive mentioned a discovery. Yes, of course. As per your request, I had my men scour the waterways. Almost immediately we encountered a difficulty. An entire section of the tunnel had collapsed. With the mining concerns cooperation. However, we were able to remove the rule, which yielded the battered bodies of a dozen crystal braves. Go on. Be at ease, Master Alphanel. Your friends were not among the deceased. That alone is cause for hope. And then there is this. You stole his wand. I had assumed as much. Uranger, that's it. Not what was I calling it? Urinal? Not toilet. It's Uranger. If I may, Marshal. Tis as I did summarize. Judging by the etheric imprint that lingereth yet upon this wand, it hath assuredly been employed in the casting of a most uncommon magic. Namely, the very first that man did conceive to traverse great distances, and the ancient precursor to all methods of travel that utilize the lifestream. Flow. The spell entaileth the reduction of the corporal form into its constituent aether, that the caster might enter the lifestream and ride its currents thereby. Unlike the teleportation magics of modern times, it requires not a lengthy incantation that a Y'Stola should choose to employ such a spell. Bespeaketh the need for haste. Oh my gosh, these words! They're kind of difficult to pronounce. But then again, words in this game tend to be like that. All of which would suggest she managed to escape. Would that it were so simple. Know that the scholars of Sharlayan forbade the use of this spell, and with good reason. The caster hath but limited control over his course. For every mage who came safe unto his destination, another would be set adrift in the lifestream, never to emerge. What? No, you cannot mean... Be not downcast, my friends, for there is yet hope. 'Tis like that as Y'Stola's passage hath left traces in the lifestream. Could we but follow these from the point at which the magic was invoked, we may yet find her. To the Sildir excavation site, then. Our thanks to you for your aid, Marshal. Do not mention it. I shall pray for Lady Y'Stola's safe return. Where's this one in? Central Thanalan. I don't know, maybe it's good to just go to west. Maybe that'll take us to where we need. Gate of the Sultanas. Did it take us where we need to go? Oh, it took me that side. Really? That's typical. Yet when I looked at the map it said Western Land. Whatever. Okay, where's the nearest thingamabob? Down here. Now? Yeah, it's a bit closer. Trying to prevent using money. Otherwise, I could so easily teleport here. Blackbush Station. Evidence of Ystola's passage will have been made faint by time, but mayhap some few scant traces yet remain to guide our steps. The trail leadeth to the north and east, into the bosom of the Twelveswood. Are you certain? Aye, there is no mistake. Thither hath Ystola journeyed. And yet the Gridanians have reported no sightings. We must take this to mean she is still adrift. If it be so, I do fear for our friend. Contrary to its name, the life stream is more akin to a raging torrent. Linger overlong in the midst of this maelstrom, and the aether that formeth one's soul shall surely be scattered nearer to the reformed. We have no time to waste, Urinal. Pray explore all possible options for reversing the effects of this forbidden magic. Selphie, Tataru, we three shall press on to Gridania and petition the Elder Seedseer's aid. It is said that the elements preserve the life stream. If, as we suspect, Y'shtola is adrift in its midst, they may be able to find her. But if we are to appeal to them for assistance, we must needs do so through their chosen, the Perjal. It is imperative, therefore, that we speak to Kani Senna without delay. Lost in the live stream. Alpha now is eager to petition the Elder Seed Seer's aid in rescuing Y'shtola. I have already requested an audience with the Elder Seed Seer. She will receive us in the Lotus Stand presently. We need but speak with the conjurer yonder to be admitted. Yeah, I know. I know how to see the Elder Seeds here now. I've done it many times. She gets the whole area all to herself. And it's quite a nice area too. I'd love to just live in here all by myself. Well, it's not exactly by yourself, you've got guards. Be welcome, my friends, and speak freely. I gather your suit will admit to delay. It will not, my lady. Pray forgive the abrupt nature of our request, for it is a matter of life and death. I see. As you say, we must needs act swiftly if we are to free Y'shtola from the ungentle pull of the life stream. And as you have summarized, we cannot do this unaided. However,
in requesting the Elemental's assistance to find Y'shtola, you must needs be aware of one difficulty. A difficulty born of the fundamental difference between man and Elemental.
I hate this sudden voice acting, like dialogue. 1 second is so quiet, and the next thing you got this random voice just appear out of nowhere, and then, yeah, voice acting. Random voice acting.
That being...
That's why I go quiet sometimes when the dialogue comes up. I kind of forgotten it.
In perceiving the world around him, man relies upon senses such as sight and sound. For the sake of convenience, he gives names to such things as are near or dear to him. Being formed of pure ether, however, such concepts are foreign to the elementals. Instead, they perceive by observing the ebb and flow of the energies of life. So profound a division cannot be bridged with simple discourse. The elementals' voices stir not the air, and thus reach not our ears, while our words are but wind to them. Though we seers can commune with them through feelings, naught that we can impart will serve to aid them in identifying Y'shtola. Nay, they must needs be presented with ether which is akin to hers. If you could but find a family member.
Oh! I know just the person! Y'shtola has a sister who came to live in Gridania. She told me about her once.
Oh, that is most fortunate indeed. Pray, seek this sister out then, and bring her to Evershade. There, we shall petition the Great One's aid in finding your lost companion.
If memory serves, Ystola's sister is named Umatra. Oh, you know her, do you? Well then, that ought to make things easier. Anyway, she spends most of her time around Upkalu Falls, from what I recall. Let's look for her there.